Go back to your country? This chick literally told us, she literally told me and my brother, go back to your country. What the fuck? What country? You mean like LA? That's not a country, baby girl. Okay, so not like LA, but like I was born in Pasadena. I was born in a hospital in Pasadena. And then I grew up in Temple City, El Monte, California. But this chick said, go back to your country. So she clearly looked at us, or me and my brother, because we were with our friend who's white, and said, go back to your country. Now, okay, so let me rewind the tape a little bit, okay, right? I don't know how long ago this was, maybe like, shit, son, 6 years ago? Maybe longer? We were at my brother's house at the time. He was living, it's not really the north side, like Spokane, the north-ish side, right? Not too far from where this incident happened, which was the Safeway on Northwest Boulevard. Okay, so we're going to Safeway. We're going to pick up some food and probably some beer. And man, I'm trying to really remember exactly what happened. But I'm driving. And we pull in. I don't remember the incident, but like we pull in the parking lot. And I don't know, there was some static was stirred up because I don't know, maybe for whatever reason there was an understanding with the parking spot, or maybe I cut her off, or maybe she felt like I cut her off, or I don't know. This chick was not a classy girl. And so we get out of our cars. I don't know. It's kind of vague to me. That's not the point, though. The point is, we get out of our cars, and she starts talking some ish. A bunch of hoopla, but I don't know. So we kind of got into it, and like I'm the loudmouth motherfucker, so it's like my brother definitely didn't say anything. Connor probably didn't either. That's the homie. And one thing led to another. We're both walking into the Safeway. And in the heat of the argument, she says, go back to your country. It's like, it sounds like inherently racist, right? She's assuming we're not white. We got dark features and tanner than white skin. I mean, I guess I assume that most people see me and they think I'm, either native or Mexican. Like, that's what I am. I don't assume they think I'm white for whatever reason. I don't feel white. I'm American, but I'm an American citizen. I've never even been to Mexico. Now, fast forward to like February of this next year, I'm gonna be in Mexico for the first time. I turned 30. It's fucking. We're gonna be making it happen. It's my dirty 30. So anyway, this chick says, go back to your country. And it kind of pissed me off. Not because of like the content of the content of like the insult, but just the ignorance behind it. Go back to your country. Here's what really trips me up about the whole thing. The fact that people of European descent, pretty much anybody who isn't a Native American, the fact that they can just so easily disregard the history of everyone in this country, unless you're a Native American, being an immigrant or the descendant of an immigrant, that's just so easy to just push to the side. like, you could, like, that's the fact, but, like, in an argument, that's never gonna hold any water to them. They're just so quick to deny that even matters anymore. That's, oh, go back to your country. Like, this is my country. Like, white people of European descent, this is their country. That's how they feel. I would never say that to anybody, but I'm also not like a complete fucking moron. But it blows my mind, like, how people can so easily forget that. It wasn't even that long ago. 1770, in the 1700s? This is not that long ago. And again, these people of European descent, most people, like, are second, third, fourth generation. This country is fucking new. The United States, as we know it, is new. It belonged to the Native Americans. That's why they're called Native Americans. This is their fucking land, or at least it was. So the entitlement of, like, that chick and people who think like her, and I mean, I know it's kind of a heated subject, but even like the immigration shit going on and that has been going on from Mexican citizens crossing the border, it's like, they don't belong here. Go, like, yo, none of us belong here. This is not, we're all intruders. And it's like, more so fucking, I'm Mexican again, so it's like, I'm basically the result of the Spanish raping the Native Americans. That's how you're looking at them. I'm the baby born from that. Like, that's my descent. That's my ancestry. They're somewhere along those lines. But the entitlement to, like, so easily forget and disregard the history of, like, because it's not a pretty history. Like, this land was stolen, and this is not my opinion. Granted, I'm putting it in certain terms to paint the picture, but this is not my opinion. These are facts. Thanksgiving and all this shit is supposed to be all, like, this is just what it is. And the entitlement of people to just so conveniently forget that and disregard that, it's disgusting, dude. And it just blows my mind how people can just so easily forget that shit. This is common knowledge, but, like, people only choose to think about what they want to think about. People want to deny history that maybe their ancestors were a part of because it doesn't sit well. Guess what? It didn't fucking sit well for the Native Americans either. So this chick says, go back to your country. She says, what are you assuming? That I'm fucking an illegal immigrant? I'm from this country. So, like, yeah, like, I don't speak Spanish. And that's another thing in, like, Mexican culture. The Spanish-speaking Mexicans are not really quick to accept the non-Spanish speaking Mexican. If you don't speak Spanish and you're Mexican, you're not really a Mexican to a lot of Mexicans, like, which is pretty whack. Like, I can't control my blood. I never asked to be here. I'm just here. I didn't choose my parents, and they didn't choose me either. So it's like, this is just, it's messy. You're messy. Fuck that chick. Fuck you. Go back to your fucking country. So it's like, let's break this down rationally. It's like, so what is your descent? She's a white chick. Oh, well, chances are I'm European, I'm Irish, or I'm fucking Scottish, or German, or Polish, or all this shit. It's like, those countries are not in America, baby girl. Like, you're not. And so I've rehashed this conversation in this scenario with my friend Connor, not my brother. I'd be curious to think what he thinks about it. Super level-headed. But I've talked to Connor about it, and like a couple times, and he's like, it really pissed me off, and it like offended him more than it did me. He's like, well, you guys are my friends, and it's like this and that, and it's like, yo, dude, it's really not that big of a deal. You don't need to be more pissed about it than we would. Because let's keep it a stack, man. There's I feel like most of the outrage that happens is like people being offended for the people who, like, the prejudice is being targeted against. Because if you're like the target of the prejudice, unless it's like super blatant and like violent and aggressive, I don't know. It's like, do you have a victim mentality or not? I don't. Again, I wasn't offended by it. I was just disappointed in the ignorance. Like, because the thing is, like, I'll argue shit. I'll get in a verbal argument. Like I'll feed into that energy like an idiot. And so it's like, what can you say to that? What are you gonna say? Like, you just look stupid. I would feel stupid for like giving in to the bait. It's just dumb. So it like really upset Connor. He was like, in his mind, like, she's racist. And this is the other thing I wanted to address too. Is she racist? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, there has to be more to it than that in order to call someone racist. Because there's like ignorance. There's like ignorance, and then there's like real racism where like you hate these people. I feel like that's like deep rooted. That's like a cultural thing. Like, just because one person says an ignorant ass shit in the heat of an argument, I don't think it necessarily means she was racist. How many times have you been depending on who you are, like in an argument with anybody really, especially like some people when they argue, they like to they like to cut deep, cut where it hurts. How many times have you been in an argument and you've said some shit that you don't really mean? Now there's like a couple sides to it. It's like sometimes you say shit and you actually do mean it. You just regret the way you said it or the fact that you did say it. And so it's like, if you're but then how many times have you said something that you didn't mean because you just want to win the argument? You want to hurt the person on the other end, especially in like relationships. Some people like to cut deep, and then they know how to cut deep. Some people would argue that like girls are better at that than guys. Oh, you got a small, yeah, whoa, that doesn't, you fucking, I caught you jacking off to whatever, and you had you were wearing a clown suit with the crotch cut out, and you were beating off to, it's like, yo, and like in front of family and shit, it's like, yo, like that's, yo, what? Or like, yeah, your dick's only 3 inches. It's like, yo, like I'm soft right now. But like, you know what I mean? It's like, how many times have you said some shit, some wild shit, just because you're trying to cut deep, you're trying to hurt the other person, and you're trying to win the argument, and you're trying to get personal. Like, that happens. Am I gonna say that this chick is like a true racist? I don't know, dude. She was just pissed. She was emotional, and she probably felt like, oh, I can get these guys where it hurts by saying some ignorant ass shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know this person. I'm not gonna, like, you'd have to really get to know someone, because there's like ignorance. There's just ignorance, right? There's just ignorance. You can be you're ignorant. Let me think. Let me try to remember. I was watching The Brilliant Idiots, Charlamagne the God, Andrew Schultz. Brilliant Idiots podcast, and they were talking about, Andrew was talking about, he had a friend, white friend, going to college. And he approached this dude, he was a black dude, yoked, stacked, like they're fucking athletically superior to most races, stacked, ripped dude, just a jacked looking guy. This dude, and I guess the white kid, like, approached the guy with a friendly tone and, like, just approached him, was like, hey, again, they're on, like, a college campus, like, hey, what are you doing here? Are you, like, are you part of the, like, you here for sports? Like, are you part of, like, the team or whatever, like, basketball team or whatever, football, like, I don't, and it made dude, like, feel like, whoa, like, wait, what? Like, so what, you think I'm only going to college because, like, I have a scholarship for sports? Like my mind didn't get me here? But the dude apparently, like, one could assume that that's how it made him feel. But the white kid was like, it was a friend of Andrew's, and he was telling him, like, holy shit, like, I had to pause for a minute. I was like, whoa. Oh, like, he didn't realize what he was saying. He wasn't being racist. He was being a friendly guy trying to make friends, but it's like if all you're used to seeing is, like, a certain group of people, it doesn't even have to be race. It could be anything. Like, if all you're used to seeing is, like, a certain group of people painted in a certain light, you might tend to, like, assume certain things. And that's, like, kind of innocent ignorance. Not that the guy is an idiot, but, like, he had, like, a blind spot, assuming that the black guy in college was just there for sports. Like, no, maybe he was, maybe he was just there because, fuck, he's a smart dude or whatever. Like, you shouldn't assume that someone who's black who's going to college is just there for sports. Like, they're people like the rest of us. Everyone, we're all just fucking different colors and have different backgrounds. But, like, to deny that people of certain races, like, have certain commonalities, like, that's the beauty of, like, of people who are from different cultures. Culture is what makes life interesting. That's part of what makes this country, America, like, part of the beauty that it does have. That's what makes it interesting. Food, music. Let's fucking be real, man. A lot of the American culture is black culture. The food, the music, the fashion, especially now more than ever, the slang, like, just the culture, like, we got it from black people. Why? Because they're that's just whatever. That's just their they have a culture that, like, American white people or whatever may or may not, definitely wouldn't have without them. So fuck you guys. Fuck this racism shit. Like, we got so much shit from other cultures. Like, it's the fucking melting pot. Like, shut up. Like, how can you not see that? It's craziness. Well, there's two sides of the ignorance. Some people are just ignorant, and they say fucking shit that could be considered racist. I don't know if it means they're an actual racist, that they hate people of different races. And then sometimes there's, like, an innocent racism where, like, you don't even know that what you're saying could be taken as, like, prejudice. You're just, like, people are conditioned in a certain way to think certain things. And it's up to, like, I don't know who it's up to make the change. But can't we all just get a bong? I don't know, man. That shit really didn't bother me, this whole incident with the go back to your country lady. Honestly, I'm glad she recognized that I was, like, something that I'm like I'm proud of who I am. Fuck what you heard. Like, I'm Mexican. I don't know Spanish. I'm learning Spanish because, again, when I turn 30, we're going to fucking Mexico, baby. Like, who's coming with? I'm connecting with the motherland. I'm going to be drinking tequila on the beach or some shit. And it's on. Assumptions, man, and expectations. It really is the downfall. Like, don't expect you from other people. People are not going to treat you the way you treat other people. And sometimes there's going to be a point where we all look like an idiot or sound like an idiot or sound ignorant. Like, we're all part of it. We're all learning. Once you get to the point where you know it all, kid, you got to start from zero, brother. You don't know shit if you think you know it all. But what I do know is you should like the video, Tsunami Chavez. Follow me on everything, Tsunami Chavez, capital C, capital T, no space in between them. Let's get this money. Like the video. Dislike the video. Fucking, I don't know, watch the video. Share it. Leave a comment, brother. Send me a message on something. If you think that anything that I say is interesting, if you think it's not interesting, talk some shit. I don't care. I'm probably not going to say anything back. It's a waste of time. Other than that, this many.